Yo, what's up guys? Trader Mayne back from LA, back home, here with another episode of the altcoin series for y'all. Missing that LA sunshine, but happy to be home, happy to be back in the lab and cooking up a new video for you guys. Today's video is going to be focused on a couple altcoins that are in the crypto game play to earn space, specifically ones that have been outperforming a lot of the market. So we're going to be looking at Sand, which is Sandbox, and we're going to be looking at Mana, which is for Decentraland. These are two games in kind of the crypto gaming universe that have just been absolutely bullish as hell over the past couple of weeks. So we're gonna look at the charts as usual from a TA first perspective, but what's nice here is you also have a little bit of a narrative play going on as well. We've seen a lot of these play to earn crypto game coins doing very well recently, so you're getting in on not just a bullish trend when you're looking at these coins, but you're also getting in that kind of fundamental analysis piece. We're gonna look at those two coins when I go over to the other camera. So quick shout out to our partners for this video. As you guys know, I've been working with Delta Exchange now for a little bit. Very happy with the Delta team. Going to be doing a trading challenge starting December 1st or shortly after there, where I'm gonna put $10, $20, $30,000, something like that in an account on Delta, and I'm gonna be trying to 10x that amount. It will be with leverage. It will be primarily focused on coins and setups that I talk about in these videos, as well as my Sunday streams and on Twitter and in Discord. So check me out in all of those different places if you're interested in following along. And if I'm successful, I'll be doing a giveaway at the end of it. I'll be giving away that initial $10,000 that I started with. Shout out to the Delta team. Use the link in the description below, delta.exchange/Mayne, to get 10% off of trading fees and also to get up to $30,000 in deposit bonuses. So it's a sliding scale. If you deposit a little bit of money, you get a deposit bonus, some extra money to trade with, up to a maximum of $30,000. So thank you so much to the Delta team. All the information on that will be in the description of this video. This video is also brought to you in partnership with SnowSwap. So SnowSwap is a DEX, a decentralized exchange. They feature multiple liquidity pools for swapping between yield farming assets of similar worth, namely yield bearing stablecoins and different flavors of wrapped tokens like wrapped Bitcoin and wrapped Ethereum. Right now, users have the opportunity to earn Snow, the native token of the SnowSwap ecosystem, by providing liquidity to the general pools. So Snow USDC, or simply staking their Snow tokens with these options, offering APYs up to 625%. You can check out SnowSwap by clicking the link in the video description. Also check out their Twitter account at @snow_swap and their website www.snowswap.org. If you have any questions, of course, let me know. Leave a comment below. A couple quick comments on play to earn crypto game coins. I do believe that these games have a long way to go until they become something that you're going to enjoy playing. Where are some of these play to earn games targeted to? Are they targeted to your casual gamer, or are they perhaps targeted to countries that might be underbanked and playing a game to actually earn some sort of income? The quality of the game does not matter as much as, you know, someone like me wants to play Call of Duty or Grand Theft Auto or something like that. I think there's a lot of catching up to do in terms of the actual product versus the valuation of some of these tokens. I do think this is a space you want to pay attention to. Like I mentioned earlier, we have that narrative play of, you know, kind of crypto games, play to earn, the metaverse going on with bullish charts. Definitely something to pay attention to both in the short and long term. Charts are bullish short term, that's great. They're outperforming Bitcoin, that's great. In terms of the long term, if one of the largest companies in the world, Facebook, has renamed themselves Meta, lizard overlord Mark Zuckerberg, did this big keynote. It's almost like he's not human.
Because you're human, and I was human. I am human, still. But I was just referring to myself in the past. Not that I was not human.
That's another conversation. The bottom line is if you watch that keynote, you can get an idea that Meta, or Facebook, is going to be making a big push into the metaverse. And they do believe that this is the future of the internet. You got to remember, with a company like Facebook/Meta, this is going to be a multi-year plan for them. I do think the long-term prospect of this type of a move is bullish, the move to the metaverse. So I do think it's something you want to pay attention to. I don't think it's something you want to fade on the high time frame, but we're going to look at more of the short term. We'll look at these coins. Why have they been outperforming Bitcoin? How have they been holding up so well during this Bitcoin volatility and this most recent downswing? And we'll talk about the charts and some potential setups that I might see on each of them. If you're interested in learning more about why these coins might be outperforming Bitcoin specifically, or even Ethereum, go watch my earlier videos from this series where I talk about comparing altcoins versus Bitcoin, Ethereum versus Bitcoin, altcoins versus Ethereum, and just understanding how those ratios work. I highly suggest you check those out. With that being said, let's get over the other camera and I'll talk to you over there. All right, guys, so we're over at this camera now. So as mentioned, the first part, we're gonna be quickly covering sand and mana. So we're gonna look at both the USD pairs and the BTC pairs. What you will notice is that the USD pair and the BTC pair, the chart is effectively the same. But what I really want you guys to focus on is how the BTC pair is in an uptrend. Call it a narrative play, whatever you want, rotating. I'm rotating into these meta related coins, and that's why they're, you know, doing well and stuff. But the whole point that I'm trying to kind of get you guys to start seeing is when any altcoin's BTC pair is in an uptrend, it's going to be outperforming Bitcoin. That's exactly what that chart means. And if you go watch those earlier altcoin videos I did on FBTC and the ratio, you will see why that is. I'm not going to go too deep into that in this video. But when you're looking to, you know, catch the dip on, you know, altcoins, and you're saying, hey, I bought the dip on BTC, but it got outperformed by Sand, Mana, or whatever, this is the type of analysis that you need to be doing. You need to be looking at coins that are outperforming Bitcoin. And then when we have those dips in the market, the coins that have their alt BTC pair or alt F pair, whatever it may be, whatever you're analyzing in an uptrend, are going to be those ones that give you those really strong bounces on the rebound. And as you can see, both of these coins, you know, are holding up extremely well. The charts look a lot better than a lot of other coins in the market. So we'll start with sand here. I mean, this thing's been on an absolute tear. The weekly chart is just absurd. Generally, I'm not really interested in buying coins that look like this, but it can go much higher. Maybe it's due for a large correction, but we've already got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're getting our 5th green weekly in a row, and you can very clearly see that we're in expansion mode here. Even if we have multiple green candles and something like this, that's different than, you know, these really large body expansion candles. So I mean, a lot of the parabolic move has already happened on this, I would have to guess. Doesn't mean it can't go higher, but just be careful. You don't necessarily want to be chasing charts that look like this. That being said, very clearly in an uptrend, very strong. When we look at the BTC pair, it's also going to look very similar, and that's going to be the reason why, you know, when Bitcoin dipped from, you know, I think we dipped like almost 20% from all-time high to 55K or whatever it was, coins like this, you know, barely even flinched. So looking at the weekly here, there's not really much. I mean, obviously, go to our order block lesson, down candle before the up move, right? That broke market structure. If you mark that out, what are we doing? We're waiting for price to return to that order block, and that was a killer entry. You have another one here, down candle before the up move that broke market structure. Price rallies away, comes back, boom. So two very nice entries. Yeah, you had to wait several weeks, right? Several weeks to get filled on these, but these are high time frame entries, right? This is the weekly chart. So those stops are going to be based on the low of the order block, or the swing low before the order block was formed. So either here or here, and this one, yeah, it's a big box. Oh, Mayne, that box is, you know, 20%. Like, how could you enter that? It's like, well, yeah, your box is 20%, but that also, or 30% almost, but your target is also going to be equally as large because it is a weekly setup that you're looking at here. But in terms of the weekly chart, nothing really here to look at. I mean, you've got obviously SR all the way back down here at effectively $1. Nothing really else to see here on the super high time frame in terms of where are you getting in this thing. We'll go all the way down to the daily here, and even here we don't have a ton of definition. Again, I could do a bunch of order block drawings for you guys, and you can see, okay, how could I get in here? I mean, the daily order block right here gives you a pretty nice entry. There's also like a breaker setup right here that gives you a decent entry, but we're way past all this. This is all hindsight at this point. I'm looking for more kind of recent SR that we can look at. Even on the daily, this thing is super parabolic, right? Big correction, almost came into that daily order block. I mean, if you use the wick, it would have come in, but generally I don't mark order blocks that have huge wicks like that because that's just an insane stop loss there. But I'm sure you could find something on the lower time frame to give you an entry. This would be your breaker setup here for this most recent leg. The down candle took out the low, went above, you know, by the retest, stop is there. If you put your stop right below the breaker, you would have got stopped out. But again, daily chart, that's SR. So that's a ways to go down. The only thing I can see here on the daily that might give you a setup is this. So this isn't a daily order block yet. If price rallies away from here and creates a new high, I would set bids in this daily order block there. So this is like 440. down to 420. So if price is able to rally away and make a new high, this would become a daily order block, and I would look to buy the dip into there if given. That's the only thing I see on the daily here. Again, 12 hour, it's the exact same. This would be a 12-hour order block if this manages to rally away and break market structure. Here's the nice order block right here. Down candle for the up move that broke market structure. That was your entry, right? So we had this dip on Bitcoin from November 10th all the way down to November 18th. So about a week-long downtrend here. We dropped 20%. November 10th to November 18th, this went up 130%. So that difference is going to be evident in the SAND BTC pair, but there you go, right? That is outperforming. Not only was Bitcoin going, like Bitcoin could have been going sideways, Bitcoin was going down, and this did, you know, 130%, where Bitcoin dropped 20%. So if you can get into these kind of plays early, a lot of money to be made paying attention to alts that are outperforming Bitcoin. So when Bitcoin dips, yeah, this thing had a little bit of a dip, but then outperformed huge, and over that exact same 8-day span, this thing went up 130%, where Bitcoin dropped 20. More immediate term price action here that we can look at. 4-hour chart is consolidating. You could argue this is like maybe a bull flag. I don't know. I don't know what you want to call this, a triangle, whatever the hell you want to call it. Basically, for me, the only setups I see here are a dip into this level here. I would look to buy this down between the kind of, what is this, 320 to about 350 area. That would be a 4-hour long setup, or the 12-hour chart that I showed you and the daily. If price rallies from here, price rallies above here, then I'd be setting bids in this order block, because this would become an order block between 440 down to $4. That range is where I'd be looking to bid this thing on the dip. Does it depend on what Bitcoin does? Yeah, obviously. I mean, at the end of the day, this thing rallied 130% while Bitcoin dropped. But if Bitcoin loses its weekly swing low, and we'll talk more about this on Sunday's stream tomorrow. If Bitcoin loses this weekly low here, right? If you remember from last Sunday's stream, this is the weekly low here. Right now it's closing as an SFP. That's a good sign. I really want to see the weekly definitely close above 57,600, whatever this low is to be exact on your exchange. It definitely has to close above there. Ideally, I would like the weekly to close above 60. I'd like to get above here. So this little breaker here on the daily that ran that low, I would like to see us close above here. Right now we are into resistance. This could just play out as a bearish retest. Ideally though, I want us to go up into here. And if that happens, I think a lot of these altcoins will continue to do well. But I'm going to talk about Ethereum and FBTC in the next altcoin video, so you can check that out. But yeah, we'll have to see what happens here on Bitcoin. But SAND, those are the two setups I'm looking at. SAND BTC, as I said, smoking Bitcoin for a long time here in a big uptrend here. Why did Bitcoin go down 20% and this thing went up 130%? Because this chart is in an uptrend. It's outperforming Bitcoin. And I bet you could look up SAND ETH. It's outperforming Ethereum too. So exact same analysis here. That's SR. If this breaks high, makes a new high, I would look to buy a dip back into this level. Now we're going to take a quick look at Mana. All the comments are just made about SAND apply to Mana as well. I'm just going to do the TA on this one now. Not quite as parabolic as SAND. Mana looks like it could have another leg in it, like, or it's starting its other leg, right? Consolidate, boom, huge other leg. Mana's kind of consolidated and it's starting its other leg. Looking at the weekly, there's nothing here. Looking at the daily, again, very similar. If we make a new high here, this becomes a bullish order block. You look to buy that dip. Otherwise, the SR I'd be looking at is here for a bounce, right? This kind of area, right around 340 to 360. So if Bitcoin dips further, maybe look to buy the dip into there. Same goes here for Mana BTC. It's the exact same chart, right? If price is able to make a new high here, this becomes the order block that you want to bid. Otherwise, back into this high is SR. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully this helps you guys out. If you have any questions, of course, leave comments below. Altcoins you want to see covered in the next episode. Talk to you guys later.
All right, guys, that's all I got for this week's episode of the altcoin video. I hope you enjoyed it. As you guys know, I enjoy doing these. You can help me out by leaving some comments on the videos, liking it, sharing it, hitting the notification bell so you get notified every time I do a live stream, upload a new video, subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. If you got some questions about anything I've discussed or want to have an altcoin checked out possibly in one of these next videos, leave those comments below. As always, thank you to our partners. Thank you so much to you guys. Love you. Talk to you soon.